Alright, got this first half in here rather haphazardly. Nothing's in its final spot yet. I mean, it's pretty much in its final spot, but I've got everything clipped in. The only thing I don't have on this side yet is the main relay clip-in stuff over there. I think just like two things I need to clip in from that. So that'll clip in there. And then, alright, so I got this driver's side part pretty much done here. I got this stuff connected back onto the steering wheel, etc. Back in, plugged on, tucked in. The only thing I don't have run yet is the windshield wiper motor wire, which will go back along this edge, yonderville, up and out. But for right now, this half is done. As it comes out this side, and it comes out of here. This portion goes up here, connects along, goes down over there, and all my lights are right here. So it looks good. The door, I gotta kind of sit, the plug just kind of sitting in there, but it is fully good to go. Yeah, fuck it, you see it. And then the speaker cable here needs the thread in there too. I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of rubber grommet. I was hoping this would work, but I'm not gonna be able to get everything through that. So I'm gonna have to probably use this as a grommet. Just put a little slit in the top or the bottom and then get it in there good. But moving along, and now I need to get started on the passenger's rat's nest. Alright, so moving over to this side here. I've got everything that needs to be plugged in is plugged in, sort of. This is going to come back down around. It's going to get plugged into those two wires dangling back there. I have the windshield wiper and the AC and clock sitting right here. I have the shock towers plugged in. Those will live up here like this. I did get the plate, the round plate, I guess you can call it an electrical pass-through grommet, installed on there. That's all down and tight. I've got the fuse box locked down, screwed in. Everything's plugged in there. I got the O2 sensor running out here as well as that. The other stuff I got coming up is the door stuff here. But basically, I mean, I got a little bit of zip tying to do and some tucking up. That's essentially what it's going to look like behind there. Just a matter of getting the blower box portion back on and seeing what I can zip tie to and what I need to move. Coming out the door here, I got the door. I had to cut the grommet off to get it out because of all the power cables and stuff. I was able to slip a cover over all of these guys, but then you'll notice that these came up a little short. Somehow in the process, the lights didn't manage to make the correct length. So I'm gonna have to extend these four, which is not a big deal. I might actually keep these in here and extend those back out to those, which is probably what I'll do with those. And I might even do that over on this side. I haven't thought about it yet, but it depends on how lazy I'm going to get with it. Either I'll plug it in or I'll have them brought back to be right here. It's a little bit of, it's nothing crazy. Considering I'm going to have to open up all these lights, or at least these three, and extend them out. But I got my fan wiring right here, so I'll be able to attach that on right there like that. Inside here you can see I got the power for the power steering pump, and then for the controller of the power steering pump, the alternator and the starter cable, all crammed into this guy. And this is the fan, so that'll look like that. These will get extended down. Yeah, the fender blinker light extensions right there. So doing pretty darn good. This is what I was talking about bringing the windshield. Just extend these basically 6 wires. This is just a common ground or something. I'm not sure what this is, but figure it out. Extend these wires, bring that down, bring them in through the ground, which is right here. Oil catch can, a little mildly disassembled here. Trying to get some stuff, but that's the it's kind of rounded, tapered. It matches those ones right there. So yeah, the 3 holes running through are the same. Different companies, they just happen to make the same thing. So yeah, buddy. O2 sensor, a couple zip ties, and ran it straight back down that way. Probably end up having to deal with that more a little bit later, but for right this second, the harness is back in, it's clipped in. I needed to turn the key in order to get the steering wheel to move, to get that reattached back up in there. It's looking pretty tight. Pretty tight up there. Got some more to plug in as far as the neutral safety switch, the brake. There's a couple of plugs back there I'll get to later. As you can see, I got the steering wheels all plugged in, so starting to look pretty darn good. Getting pretty close. Pretty close to be able to put my rug deck down. Get the carpet in. Alright, cabin harness. It's back in. Got the back rear clipped up. Everything clipped into that. Clipped here. Clipped into the steering wheel. Got the column back on. That's nice and solid. Everything up in there is pinched together. Got one zip tie holding it up on this side. Move it over. Got some top horn stuff. Wires, AC, radio, that kind of junk coming over this way. Mil spec right there. I can't go that way. Coming out of this door, we got the door harness. It's maybe a little hard to see, but there's that. Coming up over here, we got all the lighting stuff. It's accoutrements on yonder, so that's looking pretty good. Over here, I got the same thing going on, but I decided these I'm going to need to extend. This one's for the fan right here. That'll just go onto that guy. But I decided I kind of want to keep these inside the fender if I can. I just extend the clips out to this and shorten up the other side. But yeah, I got fender markings. Door goes back in. Got a bunch of wires going on there. Managed to mount my relays and ground bank right there. Coming in here. Whole. It's like wow. It's actually a lot better than it looks. I do need to get a piece of plastic in here. Something like that. Something like that. I don't know. That will squeeze in there. Here's my windshield wiper and etc. etc. Yeah, good. Alright, get this guy set up, ready to go. I'm going to mark these. A, B, B, C, C, D, D, etc. And then cut them all. Solder on the leads, which I have sitting over here. I'm going to push them through from the other way. I'm going to solder on the leads to this side, sleeve it, and then stick it back through, and then solder on the ends onto this side. Something like that. Alright, there we go. Put it on there, tuck down in. Can't really tell. Swooping in here. Swoop. See that coming in. Just looping around right up there. Comes in right here, loops around, goes back into the harness right there. That'll tuck in there nicely. And yeah. So the only thing left on this harness is extending out these lights to appropriate lengths. Alright, managed to get some wiring done over here. I got the, start with over the left here, I got the car alarm, power and ground coming over. I still have the door unlock, lock. I'm getting an Amber Alert. And that's the flashers. Haven't decided whether or not I want to do. So here I got the cop horn wired up and around. I got a nice Deutsche clip there. Power's going here, yellow is going back to the horn. Also in here I've got the hot at all times. Rather, these two are the hot at all times that are the blue and green, and or the white with blue and the white with green. Lord, extended via red here into that, and then I got the cop horn, and then I have next to that I have the power in from the cop horn, which comes off of that. Over here I have the radio power, and goes back to the controller. This guy right here, that's that power. And I had one more wire in there. Yeah, there's one wire that goes back to like 3 different powers that are in here, so I figured why not just wire it in. So I got that wired, controller wired, cop horn wired, radio's good. All this stuff on this side is done, with the exception of, like I said, the flashers and the thing. But then I got the 5 wires or the 6 wires or whatever I need to put into the connect into the harness there. It's already marked off, I just got to do it. This thing I just need to tie the power in. Once I get it on there, I can figure out the length and then cut this and attach it to the 3rd post in there. There's 3 of them on that thing. So I'll put it on the bottom one there, and then the ground for this, and then as I need them, power is distributed throughout and ground is distributed throughout, so I just need to attach whatever to this, and then that becomes a switchable. Alright, I finally found this defrost. I feel like it's not working correctly. I feel like it should stay in, right? Maybe lack of power. This cruise control is also bucked up, but I don't care about that. Hazard works. Mirrors, I don't know, they're plugged in, but then I got dash on, the gauge is back and plugged in. Minus the cruise control cluster, which I took out and put over here because I don't need it anymore. And the only thing, the cruise control plugs into that, and this little light comes on, lights up on the dash right there. I don't need that, so I'll throw it on eBay or whatever. But right now I'm about to put the case back on there and get the dash buttoned up. Alright, so finishing up in here. I got these wires I need to tack into here, so I'm probably gonna end up cutting off all these extensions I wired on, and then just using the shorties here, bust that up, and then find a spot to get it tucked up in there. But for now I gotta start cutting and soldering, and I gotta dig out the I lost my printout of what's supposed to go to what and where it went. But yeah, alright, so I'll figure that out and get wired. Alright, I found my dirty piece of paper here. So I was looking over the wiring. Quickly I caught this OBD00, and I remembered that the EX comes with an A6, and it is a multi-point OBD1, I believe. Whatever. Anyways, so I went ahead and double checked the colorings on here. The A12, A14 green black, A13, A15 yellow black, and B6 orange and green. Yep. And then the B16 says white and green, but it's actually a yellow red. Boop, which I trace back all the way here, and it does pop into the speed sensor. So on the dual points, it is a yellow red on the 9091 sedans. So glad I checked that. Woohoo! And the C10 is a green and white as well. So this is obviously just available to print off at Rywire. But yeah, 9091 EX yellow red. Right, so I just got all set up, got all these clipped off, marked and whatnot, because I wanted to add a little sleeve to them. I was looking at these wires, and I was getting ready to start connecting them, and I was realizing these weren't lining up. These wires here didn't match these colors. And And I was thinking, like, where did I get this thing? Like, how long have I had this? I think I've had this a very, very long time. Like when I first did a dual point to MPFI, I don't know. Anyways, I went to their website and I got the real one. All the pictures match up, or all the wires match up to this, and then everything also still matches up to this except for the VSS on the 90EX at least, probably the 91 as well. B16 is a yellow with red, and that's for the VSS. So yeah, alright, that was a close one. Glad I didn't follow these super old instructions. You know, they're exactly the same. They say 889 K-series adapter, Y-wire, etc. Just a more modern version. So I'll start looking at that thing. Alright, so I was just reading on the bottom of the instructions. It says if the fuel pump doesn't start, to remove the other you got the 812, the A14, remove the other one and ground the chassis. So I'm just going to clip it right now, solder on a little ground, and if it need be in the future, I'll have this nice little extension here where I can just quickly touch that to ground and see if that's my problem. Alright, I was just looking over, double checking some stuff here, and this is my final. Where's my pin? It's right there. This is my final. That's what I'm shooting for. Right, so as you can see, it looks a little bit different in here. Kind of plowed through some stuff to see what I could manage to get done, and I got a lot more done than I thought I was going to get done, and I can't realize I didn't videotape anything. So, I mean, it's pretty tucked in over here. So got the access to the ECU ports. This is for my center console. Switches right here. So I got that rocking. Managed to get everything in there kind of tucked in, and everything has its little place. Was having some issues with turning. I put the basically I loaded everything directly to battery, so that if I had battery power on, it just automatically turned everything that was connected to the radio turn on, the mirrors turn on, the power steering pump, all that stuff would turn on. Trying to get myself over. It's been so long since I've had seats in this car, I forgot what the handle was, but yeah, I got my switch going right here. I don't know if you can hear it, but it turns the power steering pump on. It's a lot quieter than I thought it would be. Cabin harness, got it tucked in nice and good up there. Runs just goes over the top here. Big into that side, over on that side. Coming out in front here. I really should have videotaped more of this as I went. But comes out the door. Splits off, goes into the door here. And then got my little side marker here. Loops up, got it nice and tucked in up in here. Turns down, got my extended these guys out so that I would have, I could bring them out into here and just Velcro taped them on up there. Made a little connection, so my headlights are still modular. They're just not, you know, hardwired. But I did extend them out. You can see right there where I extended them in order to get them fully tucked in there. And then of course I got the blinkers and the lower front blinker down there. These are just kind of resting on here. How they work, just kind of resting on there. Oh no, I got them zip tied in. Never mind. I got a little something else going on over here. I got a leak right here, so I'm gonna have to replace this thing. Just upgrade it, but basically got the same thing going on over on this side here with the lights and the side marker and the blinker. It does have a lot more battery and stuff. I ended up pulling all that stuff out and rewrapping it all, so it all looks really nice under there and tucked away. I don't know what you can see that, probably not at all. But yeah, it gives a little better view of what I got going on with the starter wiring and knock sensor and all that kind of hiding underneath that. Yeah, that's pretty much that. So let me get to the other side. Alright, so for the most part, it's pretty well hidden. There's a couple of spots where I got nothing I can really do about it. I'll have to figure it out a little bit better later. Get this brought up farther back in there. But I still gotta need access to all this stuff. I got the ECU plugs and the wideband wiring. All the other junk's going back there. The fire suppression system is live. Currently, if I pulled this pin and ripped this, it would go. This is all tucked in up there, raring to go. So, yep, that's pretty much the cabin harness. Sorry I didn't videotape more of it, but you know, things happen and you keep moving. But I did get a lot of the interior back in. So, I need to drain the gas tank. And so I pulled the sending unit out of there. This is a little siphoning job yesterday. Managed to get about 5 gallons out of there. And it was an ingenious thing that my buddy came up with. A little double vacuum pot with like a vacuum pot. And ended up getting like almost all of it out of there, so that's great. Got rid of all that gas. So, yep, like I said, just doing was a little coolant leak, and pretty soon we'll be moving on, getting the clutch fluid. Power steering is currently working. I'm just having a weird problem, but more research. That's the name of the game, right? Research. So anyways, yep, till the next one.